Hey Violas, this is a demonstration video for Shortnin Bread by Daniel Tobias, or arranged by Daniel Tobias, I should say. And there's some new things that are in here that we have not seen yet. So I recommend that violas actually start at measure 21 through 24. And the reason being is at 22 and 23, you have new accidentals that you have not seen yet. So measure 22, you have a symbol right there that we haven't really talked about yet, and that is a natural symbol. And the way this works is this: if you go to the key signature, you'll see that you have two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. And that means for the rest of the piece, C and F actually will come out as C sharp and F sharp. In this measure, however, in measure 22, that accidental means for that measure only, C is now C natural and F is now F natural. So we apply that principle in the following measure, and we have a new accidental as well. It's the flat symbol. So that means that B is now B flat and E is now E flat. And the way we play them on the viola is actually for the G string, we have third finger C, and then we're going to have low 2 F natural on the D string right there. So what I want students to do is actually get used to playing their fingers on multiple strings at the same time. So you're going to actually plant first and second finger on the D string and third finger by itself on the G string. And you're going to do that at 22. And I tell students to even help hammer their fingers a bit like this so they get used to landing on two separate strings. What you're going to do is it'll allow for the string crossing to come through much better. So especially when you play 21 and 22, it comes out very smooth. And then pull that first finger back to B flat, because if this is the first finger area right here, this is the nut, our first finger has to actually go halfway in between to really get that low 1 B flat, and you hop over to the D string for low 1 E flat. That's how you actually get those measures down. And here's what 21 through 24 sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd recommend practicing those measures by themselves if you need to really piece them together and before you actually just run through and play all four together. But once you have that down, you'll notice that 25 through 28 conveniently is the exact same set of measures. So make sure that you can not only play 21 to 24, but you can actually repeat it, because that's how it appears in the music. Once you get through that, I'd recommend going all the way down to the bottom of the page, 37 to the end. There's a lot of bow lifts that are happening right here, and really important that you actually get that. We have, that's 37. We lift and repeat that at 38. Lift once again, this is 39, where we're going to keep the bow on the string now. We lift, and we're set again for 41. And similar to what we just did, 21 through 24, where it repeats itself 4 measures later, 37 through 40, for the following four measures, 41 through 44, repeats itself. So if you can do 37, you're ready to go 41 through 44. The last thing that I'm going to really point out is at the very end of the piece, the last measure has these sideway V things like this. These are accents, and what that means is that last measure is just going to stick out a little more than the previous measures. So at 44, we're going to play. Hopefully you heard just a little more bite or a little more punch at the beginning of the note for the very last measure, and that's how it really works. So I'm going to go ahead and run through the entire piece. I'm going to have my metronome set to 120. That is performance tempo. You can always take it at a slower tempo and work yourself up to 120 beats per minute. So last thing I really want to point out, when you start running this, make sure that you count through those long tones. Measure 5, those are whole notes, and you'll see a lot of whole notes that appear throughout this piece. Make sure that those whole notes have 4 full beats inside of them. And at 33, that's a soft spot. It's marked piano, so we're going to really come down in volume right there before coming back up to a fuller volume at 37 for that strong forte. So here's the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is more or less a rundown of that tune. So, as always, with you practicing, focus on what you need to before you start running through the entire piece on your own, and make sure that you always practice with a metronome. So, as always, happy practicing and good luck.